Well, the international community is calling for restraint after India carried out airstrikes against Pakistan. India says the strikes were targeted at terrorist infrastructure after 26 tourists were killed in an attack in the Indian-controlled part of Kashmir last month. Let's go live to Islamabad, where we're joined by CNN reporter Nic Robertson. It's good to talk to you again, Nic. Thank you so much for your time. So can you just bring us up to speed for our viewers this morning who are just waking up, what the latest is when it comes to this conflict?
Yeah, we've heard a lot from government officials today, Defence Minister, the military officials speaking, and the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister been on TV quite a lot, having a meeting with his National Security Committee, speaking to Parliament. But he gave an address to the nation a couple of hours ago. It was pretty kind of emotive stuff. And it was very clear. This is still headed towards the very clear potential for escalation. He said, India has to pay. The blood of our martyrs will be avenged, basically at a time and a place of our choosing. And that's pretty much the language the military here are using as well. The Defence Minister did say today that he wants to avoid an escalation, and although everything seems quiet tonight, and it is at the moment, I think the country is on tenterhooks. There's been increased shelling across the line of control, that de facto border between the Indian and Pakistani bits of Kashmir. India says that 12 civilians have been killed on their side, dozens of others injured. And after the sort of dust settled in the overnight attack, which was just over 24 hours ago now, Pakistani officials say that 31 people were killed, and among them women and children, and dozens of others injured. So everyone now has a clear picture of what happened, and Pakistan's laid out its position, and it does seem to be a question of their move next.
Nic, you've been around for a while and know this better than most. I've had a few people tell me that perhaps this could be an instance where the two sides, they whack each other a few times, then walk away, both claim victory. But given the history, we're talking about two nuclear-armed nations here, and they've got a long history of hatred, really. What separates this current stoush from recent ones?
I think one of the things that makes a difference is that this was the deepest strike inside of Pakistan by India in over 50 years. That's one thing. Women and children were killed. That's another thing. So it's a motive. It's India going beyond what they've previously done. It's a dispute over water that India has really ratcheted up the water issue by saying that they won't allow the water from these three rivers to flow. So there's issues that make it existential. There's the international diplomacy. US Secretary of State calling counterparts on both sides. We've heard, other diplomats getting involved here. The UN Secretary General calling both sides for calm. So yes, to your answer that yes, they can have a dust up and walk away. That is still a possibility. India, the Pakistan Prime Minister today and other officials were claiming that they shot down 5 Indian fighter jets. We know from a French intelligence source that at least one of the Indian fast fighter jets, the Rafale, was in fact shot down. So there's a sort of a win there, if you will, that Pakistan and the Prime Minister have already been claiming and saying everyone should be proud of. So that's a win, but I don't think it's a big enough win not to have a strike. But does that mean their next strike can be small? Will it just be in Kashmir? They have said, the Defence Minister has said, it would only be against military targets. So there is a possibility India could take it on the chin. But we just don't seem to be getting that language at the moment. I think we have to see the actions speak and then see where the diplomacy falls from there.
All right, fair enough. Nic Robertson coming to us from Islamabad in Pakistan. Thank you so much, Nic. Appreciate it.